Now, speaking of, a job situation and coming back or staying or whatever, there's reports out there. The Dodgers, Los Angeles Dodgers, Fred, and you know all about the Dodgers out here in L.A., they have to make a decision by tomorrow, correct, on Trevor Bauer.
Right.
The pitcher who was suspended, he got the suspension reduced. It was 2 years with no pay.
Yep.
And it got cut down, not fully a full year, but it got cut down like 90 games. Right?
Yeah, he got chopped.
He got chopped big time. He lost a lot of money.
Yep.
Okay. And, now the reports are out there that the Dodgers will release him tomorrow and pay him the $22 million that they owe him. And, Fred, let me be someone to say this. Bravo to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Bravo. And I know a lot of people, and there was a poll in the LA Times where 51% of fans who participated, I don't know how many people voted, but they want him back. The Dodgers need pitching. Trevor Bauer is a good pitcher. But he did something, Fred, that people can't unsee, and that's the issue. And why I'm saying bravo to the Dodgers, and I give them respect, is you have a right to determine who should wear your uniform and the people you want to represent your organization. This is a blue blood of Major League Baseball. This is home of Jackie Robinson. This is not some franchise that showed up 30 years ago and they draw 15,000 people. The Dodgers sell 4 million tickets a year. They have a huge fan base. They are one of the creme de la creme franchises in the United States. And they have decided that they will pour ketchup on that $22 million and eat it because they'd rather not. And they're also, Fred, listening to their team. To their team. There are teammates who don't want any part of him. He didn't break any laws. There was no criminal trial. But there was a character situation and a morals clause. That's why he was suspended, right? Not because it was criminal.
Correct.
Because he signed a contract that has those provisions in it.
It's boilerplate language.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my point is, bravo to the Dodgers to not say, well, we need pitching. We're going to look the other way and act like it didn't happen and whatever. The Dodgers are saying that their franchise, they're not saying he can't play. Go play. He could go to Pittsburgh, go play somewhere else. He's not wearing a Dodger uniform, and I respect that.
Okay. Well, let's everybody simmer down a little bit. Let's simmer down a little bit because I can tell you a few things. If you're not acquainted with the story and you're listening, Trevor Bauer was accused of having very rough sex with a woman.
It was consensual, right?
He was accused of having very rough sex. And pictures appeared online of what the woman looked like after the encounter. Everybody that saw them was repulsed. Everybody that saw them was troubled.
You can't unsee them. Am I right, Fred?
That's correct. If you saw this, it looked like she had gone 150 rounds with Mike Tyson, and he wasn't wearing any gloves. Then it turns out, and the point he made was this was consensual. Now, once those pictures hit online and everybody saw them, you can't unsee the pictures. You know the image. He said it was consensual. Well, they investigated. The police investigated. And the district attorney chose not to press charges because it turns out it was consensual. But you can't unsee the pictures. And you can make the argument that, hey, what goes on behind closed doors is your business. I don't need to know that. And actually, the woman in question here is being sued by Trevor Bauer because she damaged his career. All right, that was the play. That's how we got to this point. Baseball then suspended him and did their own investigation and found that, yeah, in their opinion, he violated some of their clauses, the morals clauses.
Morals clause.
But he was not charged with a crime. He was not convicted of a crime. And now he has paid his penalty to Major League Baseball. Here in Los Angeles, it's a topic we talk about all the time, Trevor Bauer. You've seen the pictures, and you can't unsee him. What do? Do you want him to play? Rob mentioned an LA Times poll. It was 50-50.
Right.
We did it on our show. It was more let him play. I did it online. It was about 50-50. So the question then becomes, if he hasn't done anything wrong, He hasn't hurt. I mean, he did nothing wrong according to the law. Why won't you let him pitch? Why are you determining that he should not wear your uniform when he did nothing wrong?
No.
What he will say is that he exercised very poor judgment and a selection of a partner.
Okay, and that once you when you represent, he doesn't represent just himself.
No.
If you're a private citizen and you're doing stuff in your basement or whatever, and nobody, but you represent the Dodgers and you represent Los Angeles. And when he gets on the mound and he gets booed, and you take your two young kids and you, Daddy, why are they booing Trevor Bauer? He didn't even pitch to anybody. Nobody got a hit off it. Why are they booing him? Then you have to explain to your kids what happened. Okay?
But here's the dilemma with that. No, you're 100% right.
That's the part that he represents the Dodgers organization at all times. At all times, Fred. Not just when he's on the mound.
All right, and just know, and because we've discussed this here on our show locally, no, I agree with you. But now let me give you the other side of it. It's the our guy theory. You know the our guy theory? If he's our guy and he's doing okay.
Uh-oh, we got breaking NFL news. Monty Bolaños has
breaking news from Fox Sports.
So this was reported a couple of hours ago, but it wasn't official by the NFL, so now it is. The NFL just announced that the Week 17 Buffalo Bills at Cincinnati Bengals game will not be resumed, and it has been canceled. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell has informed all the clubs of his decision. This happened earlier today, speaking with the Bills, the Bengals, and the NFLPA leadership. Then ESPN came out and said that NFL owners will meet tomorrow, Friday, to discuss and decide how the AFC playoff seeding will work, with answers expected before the weekend.
All right. Thank you, Monty.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. That you should just not play the game.
Well, and what that's saying is we think what happened on the field Monday night is more important than playoff seeding.
Right. We don't want to. Right.
Everybody,
We just have to. This is a unique situation, and we just have to roll with it.
Right, and sorry if you thought you would have a higher seed.
Right. It's just not going to happen.
It's just not going to happen. We're going to move forward, and I assure you that the league consulted with everybody here before handing down that decision.
No doubt. All right, finish your Bauer take, because I'm interested to see where people are, and I understand pitching is at a premium.
Okay.
The Dodgers need pitching, and they're foregoing a guy who they have to pay $22 million to go away.
Right.
And a position that they desperately need.
Yeah.
The Dodgers are better with Trevor Bauer in their rotation.
The our guy theory is if he's our guy, we'll give him another look. If he's our guy, we'll give him a second chance. If he's our guy. Now, if he's somebody else's guy, then what he did is despicable, and I don't want him around until he becomes our guy. You see that in sports all the time, the our guy theory. We think he can help us. We think he can make a difference. When it comes to character, if he's our guy, it's okay. If he's somebody else's guy, then we're outraged and shocked. And I think what we're seeing in Los Angeles is the our guy theory. The Dodgers need pitching. That's going to be a concern for them this year. You've got a guy that can pitch. Now, let's be fair. How effective he'll be, who knows? He hadn't pitched in a year and a half. So we don't know. But we know before this happened, he'd won a Cy Young. And he's our guy. And I'm actually surprised here in L.A. that as many people have come forward and said, I want him on the mound. I want him to pitch. I don't care what I saw. It was consensual. So he better be out there pitching. I think it's a slippery slope. But I'll say this to you, Rob. Let's say somehow, some way the Dodgers go, look, we've investigated. He wasn't charged. He wasn't convicted. And we're paying him, and we want him out there. I think the first time he goes out there, 50% of the people will cheer, 50% of the people will boo. 3 innings into the game, if he's thrown a no-hitter, 75% of the people will cheer, and 25% of the people will boo. And if at the end of the first game he's thrown a no-hitter, 100% of the people will cheer, and nobody will boo. I just think that's how fans think.